Hello, BookTube. Just thought I'd come on with a bit of an update. We'll see how things are. And for the weekend, I have the weekend off. I'm feeling a bit better. I'm still waiting for the antibiotics for my leg infection, but that'll just be a matter of course. I should get that Monday or Tuesday. My eyesight is better today, so I will be resuming the A. Edward Newton's The Amenities of Book Collecting tomorrow, and I've received a few books this week in the post. I showed you the journals that I received on Monday, or some of those. I need to get them. That's what I'll be doing this afternoon and tomorrow to try to get a few things up, just very, very slowly, just getting these moved. But yeah, with regards to books, I broke down, and the British Library, with their science fiction series, what do they call it? Science fiction classics. I'm not sure how many of these are going to be, because they've done a crime one that's the same format, same size, and they're currently at 80 some volumes for that. I have about 55 or 60 of them. I think I purchased all in one go, very, very cheaply. There's I think 13, 14, maybe somewhere between about 12 and 15 at the moment. And it's edited by Mike Ashley, and I think there's a forthcoming one like the crime series. There's a book called 100 crime books, and I think that's what the series is. So they might be scheduled to do 100 books for the crime, and possibly 100 for the science fiction as well. I got 6 here, volumes, and there were 2 for 3. So you buy 2, you get a third one free. And I decided to concentrate on the collections of stories. But as I'm going through, it looks like there might be sort of selections out of novels as well, and unless there were sort of shorter pieces written by some of them, which I have to look at a little closer because I'm not 100% familiar with them. But it's like, for instance, one of these. No, it's not this one. There's an H.G. Wells War of the Worlds, and it's only like 15 pages long, so obviously that's not right, unless he wrote something shorter, or they've taken it out of the magazine, and they've taken one serialization of it. I'm not sure. I have to look into it. They all have frontispieces, which are quite nice, and the frontispieces are taken from the original magazines that published a certain story. That one is, it says, the estate of Frederick Sable, reproduced with the kind permission of the estate. Illustration originally accompanied Arthur C. Clarke's time travel story, A Sound of Thunder, in Collier's Magazine, June 28th, 1952. So, and this one is Beyond Time, Classic Tales of Time Unwound, published in 2019. And as I said, Mike Ashley is doing the editing, and each introduction is quite substantial. For a lot of times you get introductions that are like a page long. I prefer them even be longer than this, but they're roughly anywhere from 20 to 25 pages long in each volume, which is quite good, which is quite nice. I would have preferred like 50 or 60 pages, but hey. And there is a brief little bio and for each author as well, just a little overview. So there's this one, Beyond Time, and I also got Moonrise, The Golden Age of Lunar Adventures, and it's the same deal, just a collection of ones. And here's a very nice frontispiece from 1889, I think it is, from a periodical called Astronomy, French in Paris. I think it was 1880. And again, there's various authors throughout the 20th century. Most of it is dealing with authors, or most written, I would say, pre-1970, definitely. I think more pre-1960. Oh, I lied. I see December 1963. So, I'm not sure how much past 1970 will be in there, because I didn't. There's a few authors that I haven't recognized, so there'll be a joy to discover in any shape or form, whether I like them or not. It'll be something new. The Menace of the Machine: The Rise of AI in Classic Science Fiction. Again, same deal. This is 2019. The frontispiece is from an Isaac Asimov story that was published in 1950 from Astounding Science Fiction, The Inevitable Conflict. And it goes back to the E.M. Forster's, the Machine Stops is in there as well. The Menace of the Monsters, Classic Tales of Creatures from Beyond. And yeah, this is the one that has the War of the Worlds. This is from Pearson's magazine of H.G. Wells. He's done a facsimile of one of the illustrations. But yeah, so I have to look into this because I was just sort of looking just before I did the video, and I'm not sure what he's done here, because there are authors that I say I'm familiar with. There's some that I'm not. Stories I've read, and I know War of the Worlds is a novel or novelette. So I don't know what he's done here. I assume just an excerpt. But maybe from Pearson's magazine, so it might have been as it was actually published. And then we got The End of the World and Other Catastrophes. This is 2019 as well. And the frontispiece is The Last American by J. Mitchell, published 1889. And it's kind of neat. They've got sort of there's 3 dooms of London that he puts together, and a couple of them I've never read, so that'll be interesting. Lost Mars: The Golden Age of the Red Planet, and that's 2018. This one, and the frontispiece is Astronomie Populaire, the same as that first one that I showed, Camille Flammarion, Paris, 1880. So it's showing possible life on Mars, I assume. I'm assuming that's Mars, or supposed to be. And it's the same deal. Introduction. It's got The Crystal Egg by H.G. Wells. Just a smorgasbord of authors. Another science fiction anthology, David G. Hartwell. I waited for this for a long time. I didn't realize it was coming from the U.S. I ordered it off of Amazon. It didn't say anything it was coming from the U.S., but it's taken like over 2 months to get this. It's not in the condition that it was said. It was said it was as new, but the price was good, and there's nothing hugely wrong with it. There is, it's come apart a bit. There we go. Let's see if I can get the camera there, but that's just needs some gluing, and it actually looks like it might have been published that way, so it's not something that has happened through damage. But it is rough around the corners, wrinkling and banging to head spine, and dirty at the edges. So it's not as new, but I can't remember how much this was. I think it was like £5 or £6 with shipping, so that's fine. And I don't know how they managed to ship that across the Atlantic for that amount of money. This will go with my series, which I'll probably be starting short. Well, I'd hope to this month, but it won't be. It'll be sort of. It's regarding reading the book and watching the film, and I was going to do Lady Vanishes from the Wheel Spins, the original book, this month, but I think everything is sort of putting things behind my infection in my leg. It's just I won't have the energy to do a lot of stuff, and I've got to get these journals up, which was unexpected at the moment. I was hoping to put that off for a while before I got those, but those have to come up, and those are other things that I got to do this weekend a little bit, or begin to. But this is The Lost Weekend by Charles Jackson, and it's from the fabulous, it's the basis of the fabulous 1945 film by Billy Wilder, starring Ray Milland. And it is published by Vintage Books, and this was done in 2013. And originally published in 1944. It looks like Vintage might have pretty well done everything by Jackson. They've listed another 5 here: The Fall of Valor, The Outer Edges, The Summerside 12, Arcadian Tales, Earthly Creatures, A Secondhand Life. But this is the one that he's known for, basically, because of the Billy Wilder film. I've not read it. I've not read anything by actually Charles Jackson, so if I do like this, then I like the look of this, so I might very well, if they keep the look for the other volumes, I might very well search them out. The other thing that came this week was a new issue of the London Magazine, which I had thought my subscription had lapsed, because the last one I received was February-March, and I didn't get an April or May, but I've only had it for a year, so I don't know if they do an April or May. Well, actually, I should be able to know here. It should give me a number. Which number this is. Well, it says 6 issues published per year. So I am missing one, which I'm going to have to contact them and then reinstate my my direct debit for it as well, and hopefully get the May and April and May copy. But anyway, yeah, no, it's one of my favorite ones, and also it's sort of getting that today as well. I decided to do a few other things. I've been trying to get the Times Literary Supplement back, which I used to get, which I have finally been able to correct whatever issues there were. So that'll be coming shortly. Also reinstating the London Book Review, which is bi-monthly. The Times Literary Supplement is weekly. And also I, after watching Jason Harrigan of Byways and Bookland, going through his magazines and some of the periodicals he get, I miss getting and looking at Archaeology. I've been for quite a while now. So I decided to subscribe for a year, the British Archaeology magazine. It's 6 times a year. I got a pretty good deal on it, so I'll do that. And I might do a few others. There's sort of World Archaeology, there's Current Archaeology, and I think there's still even one called just Archaeology magazine. There's several of them. I used to get Biblical Archaeology. I used to get an Egyptology magazine. I might look for some of those and see what there is. I used to get a number of journals. Like I used to get the Journal of what was it called? Journal of Near Eastern Studies. I used to get the Journal of the Palestine Exploration Fund. I used to get, I'm pretty sure that's what it was called, and a couple other sort of Near Eastern type journals, and an Egyptology journal as well. I will not be, I don't think, getting to those, because those are very very detailed. So, but I used to have a whole collection of the Near Eastern Journal of Near Eastern was it? Yeah, the Journal of Near Eastern Studies, I think it was called. I started getting it. I was getting it for about 6 or 7 years, but I also had purchased a back catalog, and I had probably 60, 70, or 80 years of them, and I did that with a number of other ones too. And when I finally sort of divested myself of all this, I'm glad they went to a very good home, to an archaeologist that wanted these. But yeah, those are too detailed. The British archaeology are just general. They're not specialist. And then, well, they're specialists in the sense of sticking to British archaeology or Egyptology, but they're not academic in that way. They're very general. And that's sort of what I want now. I want something sort of lightish to read. So I'll get those and I'll enjoy those. But this is sort of just a bit of a ramble, showing some books that I received this week, and say that my eyesight's a bit better, so I've been able to read. I was reading a little bit late last night after work, after having some rest. And this morning I've recorded the chapter 10 for the A. Edward Newton's The Amenities of Book Collecting, which will go up tomorrow. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be back in the swing of things. I've got a number of tags to do. I've been tagged in by, I think, I Want to Believe, I think it is, by Jason at Byways and Bookland, tagged me in. There's a wine book tag that Alan Braswell tagged me in on, and Josh at the Literary Gladiators tagged me into his Pie book tag, which I hope I can get to hopefully over the next week. If I missed anybody else with the tags, I'm sorry, because I am sort of trying to catch up on videos for the last week or so. So if I have missed anything of what I've said there, do let me know in the comments so I can take a look at the tag and do it. So if I have missed it, I do apologize. It's not that I'm ignoring it. It's just when working, I think it was so much that I'm staring so much at the screen, and with allergies, my eyesight just went a bit wonky all week, so I had to increase the font size on my screen to actually see properly. And anytime people were sending me texts, I was doing it in my email and increasing the letter size so I could actually see, type it out, copy, paste it into the messages. So it's been a bit of a pain. So I'm glad I'm semi back to normal now. So anyway, I will leave you there, BookTube. I'm encroaching on 20 minutes here, so I will let you go. And thank you for everybody. I've got some new subscribers as well, so I thank you. I'm not sure. There's been nothing new, but thank you for the new subscribers, and I hope to get back to normal. Oh, with regards to the book to film, I had hoped to do Lady Vanishes in June here, but I think because of the situation with my infection in my leg, I'll see. I'm doubtful I'll be able to do it. I think I'll have to postpone that till July. But I will I'll keep everybody updated, and I'll let you know. But I'll continue with. I've got another 3 or 4 chapters left of the Amenities of Book Collecting by A. Alfred Newton. And I hope everybody's enjoying that. It's an enjoyable book. I really enjoy his writing. And do check out Amy at the Dusty Bookshelf. She's doing another book by A. Edward Newton. This book collecting game, and it's fantastic as well. He was a big collector in the late 1880s, early 20th century. An American collector, and I do like his wit. He is of his time, but he's very enjoyable to read. But anyway, I will leave it there, BookTube, and see you next time. Thank you.